Hey girl. All right, y'all. So I wanted to answer a question while I was out in the woods. And this question was asked to me a couple weeks ago, actually. And the question says, hello, can I please ask you if in your contact with the angelic that from the reading you do must be similar in its own real existence. So they are real experiences with direct contact and direct some form of dialogue. So archangels do good? That I do not believe. I am sure that they are very mean, no? In general. And then, yeah, so first and foremost, can we just talk about how just carrying a Mac in the middle of the woods? Thank you for this question. I'm not gonna say your name because I don't know if you wanted me to say your name or not. So I'm just going to avoid that for privacy reasons for you. So thank you so much for asking me the question. And I'm not really sure where this impression came from of where the archangels are mean, right? I feel like perhaps it's someone that walks the left-handed path and feels the need to empower the left-handed path by pushing down and retaliating really to the right-handed path, right? Because that's how the right-handed path functioned, by demonizing the left-handed path and criminalizing it and all it is. Well, more than the left-handed path, but it's natural for someone to, from a very ego-based place, an emotional place, want to do that very same practice, right? To want to, be like, you know what, you stabbed my back, let me stab yours. And let's just take the emotion out of it. Let's take the ego out of it for a moment. At least this is how I function. This is how I'm able to really resonate with a lot of belief systems, is that I take myself out of the situation and I realize that obviously the right-handed path and the way it functions demonizes certain, a lot of other belief systems. We see how limiting your views, limiting your perspective to that very narrow point of view, it does nothing but a disservice to you. And so I take myself out of the situation and I'm like, well, why would I want to do that behavior in spite, just doing that kind of behavior just to get back at a belief system. Not only one, makes it personal, which I find just silly. And two, it does nothing but do you a disservice. You're limiting yourself. Just because you can find flaws in a belief system that doesn't resonate with you, but still find good things about it. And I feel like I wish that's what more people would approach spirituality, and it is to just be inspired and find what gives them direction, what gives them resonance. For me personally, the archangels have done nothing but wonderful things for me, but I'll ask you a question. What are you hoping to get out of spirituality? That can very much have an impact on what you choose to believe in and what you choose to resonate with, right? For me personally, and there's no wrong answer to this, spirituality is a very personal thing. For me personally, I'm searching for, it wasn't the intent at the time, but I guess if I were to sum it all up thinking about it now, I guess I'm searching for enlightenment. But it's just but really how I view it is, I view any spiritual being that is able to give me perspective, that is able to help mentor me in some way of challenging my own personal perspective and helping me widen my own perspective, help me see and have a deeper understanding of things. Why would I choose to not connect with them? If they're able to bring me, so any being for me personally that's able to bring me enlightenment, that's in essence just making me a better person. Take back a year ago from my earlier videos. It's crazy that I've been posting videos for a year now. But you take back then, right? Even the way I speak, I don't feel like I'm I'm not much of the same person in those videos. Obviously, yeah, my personality a little bit, but there's so much of me, how I carry myself, how I speak is just different. And that's just because I refuse to limit my belief system. I refuse to give any spiritual path, any spiritual being, any deity, the pit bull treatment. Everyone knows the pit bull treatment. If you're not aware of it, it's their society or people will demonize pit bulls because of a bad rap of certain owners and how they were taking care of pit bulls. And so people start making the generalization that all pit bulls are bad, all pit bulls are aggressive. And when we all obviously know, if you think about it, it's not the case whatsoever. So, you know, if you hear Jimmy over here talk about how Archangel Michael was rude to him, didn't give a good vibe at all, and was destructive in whatever way that he could be destructive in his life, or whatever his story is, that doesn't mean that's going to be the same thing for you. We don't know what was happening in that experience that they were having with connecting with Archangel Michael. And sometimes just energies don't mesh. You know, there's just some people, it's just like with life. There's some people you're going to get along with and your friend absolutely hates, and just whatever. That's just how it is. So just because you choose not to, like, you may not be able to get along with Archangel Michael, or someone else you know isn't able to get along with Archangel Michael, that doesn't mean you can't connect to Archangel Ariel, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Gabriel, and not have a positive experience with them. And so that's how I manage my belief system. And that's how I just go through my life and with connecting with beings, is that as long as the being comes with good intentions and can take me further towards enlightenment, of bringing me of deeper awareness, if a being is able to help show me how I can become a better person, how I can challenge my thoughts and expound on them and be able to increase my awareness, who am I to deny that? So that's my approach on it. That may be part of the reason why I don't have any negative experiences with working with archangels and working with demons, or working with any type of energy, because in essence, it's none of their business who I connect with when I'm connecting with them. And in my personal opinion, the moment that a deity, the moment that a belief system, the moment that there's anything that starts trying to tell you what to do in your spirituality, that's a red flag for me. And that at that point, I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't vibe with you because spirituality is such a personal thing, and it's the one thing that you have complete control of. So why choose to be told what to do about it when nothing bad is going to happen if you just go with what makes sense to you? I can't think of a single time where someone is just like, damn, I went with what sounded right to me and spiritually, that I felt like was going to serve me to my greatest, that wasn't going to bring harm to anybody else, and that was just going to do nothing but uplift me. I've never heard a bad experience with that. As long as you're intelligent, as long as you have a good spiritual foundation, right? With your shielding, your grounding and cleansing and all that, which I'm assuming most people know, but if you don't, then let me know. And I can do videos on that, I guess, as well. But, you know, I've never had a really scary experience in my spirituality because I never tried to force someone else's perspective to be my perspective. And so, to me, archangels have benefited me in numerous ways. If it wasn't for archangels, I wouldn't be at the level of spirituality, at the level of ability that I'm at now. Yeah, I guess my whole point to this is that I don't want anyone to ever criminalize or demonize any entity, any deity, because just for the heck of it, you know, if they don't sound right to you, maybe, you know, there's no reason to force yourself to want to connect with the archangels. But at the same time, I would at some point challenge that thought, challenge why you think this way, and see if you can break it down and see if you can find an archangel that can connect with you. It's to say, for an individual to say that they can't connect to any archangel or any being, it's silly to me. I don't believe a person when they say that there's not a single archangel or angel that they can connect to and have a good experience with, because that's kind of like saying that there's not a single person in this world that you will be able to get along with. That's just not realistic unless you're purposely choosing to sabotage yourself. But yeah, I guess my rant is over. Thank you so much for asking this question. I really enjoyed actually sitting down and just answering this question. It was just really nice to speak about this. And so thank you so much for this opportunity. And if you haven't heard it today, I see you, I hear you, and I love you so much. Bye, guys.